Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another pro Dota commentary done by Luminous, and today I'll be casting Empire versus Kaipi. This is the first match I've casted since a big break after TI3. Do you expect more competitive commentaries coming your way on this channel? So, before I get into the pick and ban, I want to talk about this is Kaipi on the Dire and their new roster. So they have EternalEnvy, Bone 7, and pieliedie. This is the original core that did so well in defense number 4. I think took second after Navi. And of course, they had Sing Sing as part of their roster then, and Sing Sing was a stand-in then, and now Sing Sing is officially playing solo mid for Kaipi. And last but not least, they recently had added AUI 2000 from Team Dignitas. Now the cool thing about this particular roster is that they're not really playing their quote-unquote standard roles. AUI 2000, if you guys remember from his Team Dignitas performance, he was playing carry, and now he's playing support for Kaipi. Sing Sing on the team, when RTZ was here, he was playing support. Now he's back to solo mid. And of course, if you want to go all the way back, EternalEnvy was playing support for No Tie Hunter, formerly a Not Alliance, and now he's playing carry. So this lineup full of players that could kind of swap roles. And so far, I'm not sure how good AUI support is, but if you watch his stream, I do recommend you support AUI's stream. He's been spamming non-stop Chen, Enchantress, Enigma, Rubik, basically general support heroes when he's playing pub games. So I'm pretty sure he's training those roles quite well. And that's Kaipi on Dire. Meanwhile, on the Radiant, Team Empire is a lineup that you should be fairly familiar with, but they do have new players as well. Empire Mag is a player that I kind of give a short introduction to, and I think he's a player that we should pay somewhat of a closer attention to in the coming months and years, I suppose. Mag, to me, when I first saw him play Lifestealer a couple years back, when Lifestealer wasn't really a huge competitive hero, he was so aggressive, he was so effective as a Lifestealer back then. And I haven't really heard too much of him, but I think he has been a fairly underrated player in the Russian scene. So I feel like this is a player that I will keep close eye on in this particular game and see if he's going to do well. So let's go into the pick and ban as is almost over. Wisp, Timbersaw, Chen, and Lifestealer for Kaipi. And then we have Batrider, Naga Siren, Gyrocopter, and Crystal Maiden for Team Empire. So one of those games that both Wisp and Ban got through. And of course this game is from a best of 3 series in the Bigpoint battle, I believe, casted by Toby of Join Dota. And if you want to catch his commentary of it, it's going to be on Join Dota or YouTube channel / Join Dota, I imagine. Templar Assassin is going to be Team Empire's last pickup. And if you look at this roster here, Batrider, Naga, Siren, just the two of them alone have so much single target lockdown, and those single target lockdown goes through magical immunity. So Flaming Lasso, Naga, and Snare will make Lifestealers have a very difficult time. So Rage is not going to be an easy answer to these kind of spells. And also Crystal Maiden, Templar Assassin, and Gyrocopter have so much slow in between them that I'm actually quite worried for Kaipi, because this lineup for Team Empire, very well balanced in terms of damage output. They have a ton of minus armor in the Riptide, Mel Strike, as well as, you know, benefiting Gyrocopter's flat cannons, that when you're Wisp as well as Chen, you're going to get blown to hell. Even Lifestealer, we saw many times in the past that one of the easiest way to kill a Lifestealer is to use minus armor against them. So I imagine if Lifestealer is going to be playing the one role, which apparently not as EternalEnvy selects a Troll Warlord and he's the one role carry, so I imagine that this is going to be either a solo mid Lifestealer, but more likely an off-lane Lifestealer, as now Sing Sing has selected Timbersaw. So this is a fairly crazy draft. This is the first time I have seen Troll Warlord, but one thing I do know about Troll Warlord, no matter what role you play him in, is that Troll Warlord in combination of Timbersaw is going to give Silent a very difficult time building his items on Gyrocopter, for the following reason. If you look at the damage that Timbersaws do, he does pure damage and magical damage. So you say, hey, let's get a BKB and blank all the damage output that Timbersaw can do. But you got to keep in mind that Battle Trance from Troll Warlord makes himself, Gyrocopter, Lifestealer, and even Chen creeps, or not Chen creep, but Chen himself and Wisp do so much physical damage through increasing their attack speed that your BKB is not going to be too effective or as effective as it usually is. So I think for Silent, his best scenario or best option is probably getting both BKB and a Helmet Dominator, and maybe even a Ring of Aquila on top of that, just to get both magical immunity as well as armor, because you probably need both to kind of survive the massive magical / pure damage output as well as physical damage output. Well, we'll talk about that a little bit later as we look at the players as well as heroes. So EternalEnvy is going to be playing Troll Warlord. No regen pulled to him just yet. Imagine pieliedie might just give him a tango or something like that. pieliedie, speaking of which, is going to be playing Wisp. His Wisp has been sensational of late, and let's see if he's going to be bringing some insane Wisp play today. We have Bone7 playing Lifestealer. I think he's going to be starting in the jungle. He's not really threatening to go to bot lane yet. This is not your offlane Chen. Don't go crazy, guys. It's just AI most likely just going into the bot here, checking and scoping things out. And last but not least, we have Sing playing Timbersaw. Meanwhile, here on the Radiant side, we have Mag playing Bad Rider. Looks like he started out quite a bit of regen, and that is an indication that he's going to be starting in the jungle. As I say that, he is buying himself a ring protection. Yeah, it's a jungle build. If you're going to go in the lane, you're probably going to max a little bit more of your inventory slot by taking stats. It's a fairly difficult lane to actually lane against the Wisp as well as Troll Warlord lineup, because once they hit level 2, you have like 200 magical burst damage, and of course with tether movement speed increase, you could chase somebody down with the range form of whirling axis. Excuse me. In the mid lane, we're going to see Scandal playing solo mid against Sing. And this is a fairly interesting matchup. I'll kind of go over it in a little bit. Silent's going to be playing Gyrocopter on the bot lane, with Frequency as a stand-in on Naga Siren, and Vanscore on the Crystal Maiden. So the one thing to watch out for here is the Templar Assassin versus Timbersaw matchup. You may imagine, well, you know, Templar Assassin's traditionally a very, very powerful solo mid hero. Is going to have a very easy time dealing with Timbersaw. I'm not sure what that Rolling Death is about. I guess he skilled his spell there and maybe press Rolling Death one time too many. But no big deal. Yeah, traditionally say, hey, you know, Templar Assassin is going to beat pretty much anybody, but I actually think that Timbersaw is going to have, I don't want to say a matchup advantage, but he's going to have a fairly easy time to lane, practically because of reactive armor. Reactive armor says, you know, the more you hit me, the more armor I get, and more importantly, the more regen I get. And can you just say, well, why don't Templar Assassin just not really hit Sing? Why don't he just mostly focus on attacking and denying creeps? Because, well, refreshing really is helpful for that. On paper, yes, you can do that, but in actuality, Sing what he's going to do is basically right-click on Templar Assassin a lot, and by right-clicking on the enemy, he will draw creep aggro. And when we draw creep aggros, you have 2 or 3 creeps attacking Sing, and Sing says, I don't care because I have a stout shield, and I'm going to be charging my reactive armor. I'm going to have 4 HP regen per second, and then I'm going to have 4 armor on top of that, which means he could tank more creeps and continue stacking up that reactive armor. I'm 100% sure that he's going to level up reactive armor once he turns level 3. And because all of these factors combine, stout shield, reactive armor, and the fact that, you know, Templar Assassin really can't easily harass Timbersaw that much. Timbersaw, you can see that he's just going to be using his Rolling Death for last. And there you go, the second point of reactive armor. That's interesting. If you look at the CS score, he's actually 1 CS above Scandal right now. And imagine this trend will continue. Timbersaw does actually lane quite well against Templar Assassin on the mid lane. And if you look at the respective kind of safe lanes for each team, EternalEnvy is free farming away, missing a couple of CS here. And then you have Silent free farming away as well. In terms of the CS, we have 15 on Gyrocopter and 13 on the Troll for now. But I imagine that both carry players is going to have similar amount of CS. It's going to come down to solo mid, which seems to be a wash right now as well. And then it's going to come down to the jungle, which right now Mag is going to hit level 4 after this ginormous stack. And basically what he wants to do is get a healthy level 5, maybe even 6, and then just teleport up to the top lane and find his Blink Dagger there. Or maybe he could jungle straight to an 8-minute Blink Dagger, which is generally the standard time. Some players like to get a Tranquil Boots first to kind of make your jungling a little bit easier. Sometimes players like to get a bottle. A lot of times players nowadays just straight up get a Blink Dagger. Let's see what Mag prefers. Meanwhile, if you look at the jungle of Kaipi, we have Bone7 as well as AI 2000. Kind of double jungling up here. They could be setting up a gank, and do they have a smoke coming just yet? Nothing just yet. A little bit of bottle crawling going on the mid lane for Sing as well as for Scandal. Both solo mids kind of trading harass back and forth. But again, for Timbersaw, if you look at his armor and regen, he doesn't really care too much. I mean, between tangos and bottle, he will never really run low in terms of HP. I'm expecting the first smoke gank coming out from either supports. Speaking of these supports, looks like Boots Speed has picked up on Naga Siren, and imagine Boots Speed is going to get picked up very soon. There's a Smoke of the Sea coming out from Chen, and that's a jungle gank timing that you should expect coming out very soon. Meanwhile, if you look at the way that Empire is trying to play, I think they're trying to destroy that tier 1 tower. And it might work out very well for Team Empire if they're solo mid, could dodge that smoke gank, and then you destroy a tower in response. So I think the smoke gank that's going to be coming out from Kaipi's got to be really on target, and it's got to work. And it looks like the gank creep's not exactly the best. It's a Harpy Stormcrafter. Chen can't really grab 2 creep, but they're going to go for it anyways. And here we go. Here comes the smoke gank. Wisp has the teleport scroll, and let's see if he's going to be teleporting mid to aid that smoke gank, or he's going to be... I really don't think they could get this kill because Lifestealer does have boosted speed, and he does have level 2 of open wounds. But there we go. There's a TP coming out from pieliedie. You need a tether. Tether does give you an insane amount of movement speed. Here we go. Tether increase for movement speed, and they want Scandal. Scandal gets open wounded, and these Wisp balls are in their face, and Scandal trying to mail, and he's going to be dead. Meanwhile, on the top lane here, Invis gets used, and EternalEnvy is trying to juke to the right side here, using his phase speed, but I'm not really sure whether he can make it back because Mag 2 stack on him right now. The fire's already burning. The 3rd stack's coming in right now. There is a 60% miss chance coming in from those rolling axes. He's missing 1 attack. The 2nd attack will not miss, and he gets the last hit there, but Mag in huge trouble as Bone 7 as aggressive Kaipi shows up, and they get the kill there as well. So the trade there, I think the trade actually favored Kaipi despite losing a carry. You never want to lose your carry, but you kill the Bat Rider who is so dependent on that Blink Dagger, and more importantly, Tro, sure, he is a 1-row carry, but at the same time, he's more, to me at least, a mid-game carry. If you don't really agree with that kind of analysis, I recommend you check out the video that I did with AUI 2000. We spent about 8 to 10 minutes talking about Tro. We talked about Tro's kind of role in the game. We talked about his item choices, his skill choices, and what AUI kind of analyzed is the fact that he thinks Tro is a fairly effective mid-game semi-carry of sorts. Play him solo mid, kind of make him as a insane ganker, pusher, not exactly a true 1-row carry. Not to say that he cannot, as you're going to see EternalEnvy probably going to be playing the true hard carry for him. But at least AEI thinks it's more of a solo mid semi-carries. And that goes back to my point that, yeah, sure, your Tro dies, but that's okay because in terms of shutting down the bat, removing the Blink Dagger option for him is very key. Meanwhile, it looks like the supports here, the Naga Siren and Crystal Maiden, haven't really been doing too much. I mean, they're level 3.5 and level 3.5. That's actually a fairly poor leveling from the Crystal Maiden and Naga Siren. Yeah, I'm aware that they pushed down tier 1 tower, but they gotta do a little bit more than that, because if you look at the Wisp, I'll talk about that later, as we might see a little bit of D-ward action. Crystal Maiden, with this observer, we'll see this particular observer, and it's gonna try to D-ward. Sing Sing's gonna come around with Chakram. Crystal Maiden's gotta be very careful. Meanwhile, the team smoked up and they're trying to gank the CM, but Sing Sing's gonna scare him away. Yeah, Sing Sing's gonna back off, and Crystal Maiden sings free D-ward, but no. Trollnet number 1, Trollnet number 2 is gonna come through, and Sing Sing's gonna be dead. And Scandal walks back in. He does have a double damage, trying to kill AEI, but there's no way he's gonna kill anybody quickly enough until he gets blown the hell out. So that's, well, that was a freebie, and the D-ward goes off. Oh, that's tough. Meanwhile, it looks like we have a teleportation coming in from Tro Warlord. Wow, that's gonna be a little bit brave. Trying to get this tower denied. Tower not gonna get denied. Calldown's gonna hit on 2 people. Then Snare goes on EternalEnvy and pieliedie, dropping low, dropping kick. He's gonna go down as well. So a little bit overzealous when it came down to that defense. Yeah, kind of lackluster play coming out from both sides, with the Scandal kind of running in, dying there, and EternalEnvy not really doing too much. One thing that I do have noticed about EternalEnvy's carry style is that he is not shy to carry or to TP in and aid his ally in terms of like early game team fights, tower defense, and things like that. Didn't work out there, but I guess the method was correct. Meanwhile, looks like we have Arcane Boost being picked up here on Timbersaw. Yeah, Timbersaw, if you look at his skill build, I do believe he got reactive armor at 5. So he went 1 here, and then 1 here, and then the 3rd point here, the 4th point here, the 5th point here, ultimate at 6, and then he's got Timber Chain at 7 and 8. Kind of a very strange skill build compared to the more standard, like, oh, I max 1 spell first and then max my 2nd spell later. Yeah, very kind of different, but in terms of a game like this, especially with Timbersaw, you need kind of all 3 of your spells to be effective. Especially when you're playing the solo mid where you rely on the reactive armor so much. And here comes up Blink Dagger. Timber Chain would not save Sing Sing here, unfortunately not, because, well, he's going to try to do as much damage before dying. And that was actually a very important kill, simply because the Empire is trying to push a little bit right now. If you don't kill a Timbersaw and try to push against the Timbersaw, a single Chakram will draw the creep wave back here, and then there stops your push. Of course, the Chakram really kind of slows down your push by dealing a ton of damage to the Empire heroes as well. But you can see that with Kaipi losing a Timbersaw, they really just can't defend against this. Not against traps, not against a Bat Rider with a Blink Dagger. So they will give up a tier 1 tower. And if we quickly look at the gold chart here, Empire is leading by 200-300 gold, simply because, well, Destroyed a couple of towers. It looks like we have Silent coming in here with the phase speed. Uh-oh, Bone 7's gonna run right into it. They're gonna try to focus Silent down. Silent down to about half HP. Cooldown gets dropped here, and Silent is gonna go down. The second cooldown is not gonna kill pieliedie, and he's gonna TP back home. So I'm not exactly sure why he kind of roamed across, especially when he saw the Wisp as well as Lifestealer being there. So Silent making a kind of a crucial mistake here. He cannot die. Simply the fact that he needs to get a ton of items. I talked about him needing BKB and Helm of Dominator, but instead he's going to go for what seems to be like a Manta style, which is not a bad choice. Manta style being able to debuff the Whirling Axe, very, very important because you don't want to be attacking with 60% mischance. Is it 60% mischance? Yes. 60% mischance. That's kind of OP if you think about it. Also, it debuffs things like open wounds, which is fairly important in terms of survival. So, I guess sometimes maybe the best survival is not exactly magical immunity or armor, but just to not get hit. When you have insane movement speed and the ability to debuff a certain key spell, I guess that's not a bad way to go about it either. Empire Silent gonna keep going back on the mid lane. I imagine there is gonna be a BKB somewhere down the road. Or if he wants to go for SMY, it's not a bad choice either. It doesn't give you any cool item activation, but at the same time, it gives you so much early game damage. It gives you a little bit of everything, but more importantly, it gives you the early game survivability that you need. So let's see if he's going to be going for that. Meanwhile, it looks like we're going to have a Roshan attack coming out from the entire... Blink Dagger initiation against EternalEnvy. He's going to drag up to the high ground where he's going to get focused down by just about everybody. He pops a Battle Trance before he dies. Meanwhile, it looks like the cooldown zones just about everybody away. Can Empire make something of this? They destroy EternalEnvy. Can they actually get the Roshan? I really don't think they have the damage output. They do have Mail Strike though, so maybe they can make something happen out of this. Silent not coming into the Roshan pit just yet. Silent, by the way, sitting on 1900 gold. He's going to be saving for Blink Dagger. Empire says, we're going to try to get a push going on, and I really don't think this push is going to work. We saw how easy the push last time was, but Sing Sing one single chakram, bam, push is done. We do have Tether coming out on the right side here, and Bone 7 trying to right click against Mag. Look at the pair damage output. Mag is going to be dead immediately. pieliedie trying to survive. He is going to survive as well. The chakram slowing down so many people, and Sing Sing just blows everybody up. They're not done just yet. They see Vanscore, and Vanscore trap number 1 is going to get activated, but the Wisp ball is going to get second kill, and Kaipi just team wipe the hell out of the Vampire. You cannot push against the Timbersaw, and that's the reason why. Of course, they also got blindsided by Bone 7 backstabbing, and the Wisp, I mean, just coming back. I think EternalEnvy just respawned and then just teleported back for the kill. Envy, I guess, faking a Roshan right now. They at least drew 2 buybacks, I think. Yeah, Silent as well as Templar Assassin bought back. And Templar Assassin, because of the buyback, doesn't have the Blink Dagger anymore. That's absolutely huge. He was a 1900 goal, a death, and of course, after getting a team wipe against a Tro, you gotta worry about Roshan. So they had to buy back for that as well. And, well, that team fight, just look at this goal graph, and this goal graph only explains half the picture because the 2 most important heroes on the Radiance I just bought back. So there's the Ogre Club, still not sure whether it's an SMY or a BKB. The fact that he's gone for a Yasha first makes me think it's a BKB, or sorry, makes me think it's a SMY. If he wants to go for a BKB, then he generally might just open up with Ogre Club, finish the BKB, and then go back for the Yasha. But, well, we'll see whether the SMY build actually work. Loda, I think 3-4 months ago, loved to go for the SMY and then the Ethereal Blade build on his Gyrocopter. A little bit more kind of magical based, but it works just as well. It looks like they're going to try to go into the enemy jungle and take yet another fight. Empire says, alright, we have our spells ready, but to be completely honest, Kaipi isn't really reliant on big AoE ultimates or long cooldown ultimates. The only ultimate that has a very long cooldown is Chen's ultimate, and he's going to be coming back up in like about 30 seconds. If you look at heroes like Troll Warlord, Timbersaw, Lifestealer, they don't really care. They actually want to fight early and frequent, and let's see if this fight's going to work out. A couple heroes are coming right in. They do see Chen creeps, and where's the Bat Rider? Bat Rider's got to be in the front line to initiate, and Chen creep now will see Scandal, and it is time to back the hell up. Mag looking the Firefly. It's going to provide an aerial vision. Who is going to go on? They see Bone 7. Nobody just yet. And here comes a Solemn Siren. I do believe that was a relocate being used from pieliedie. Yes, it is. And they're going to try to focus out on Sing. Will they be able to do so? Blade Mail gets popped here. And Sing still surviving. It looks like the Wisp is already dead. But look at the AoE damage output from EternalEnvy. One person just melts. Scandal's dead already. And they do see Silent. One more Chakram's going to do it. Oh, Chakram not going to hit Silent. Moving very quickly with a phase. As well as Yasha trying to TP out. Where's Whirling Death? The Whirling Death is going to find Silent's gonna be dead, and now Frequency's gonna be on the run as well. Why is this so slow? Chakram's gonna miss, but look at this guy go. You just cannot run away from a Timbersaw. Frequency's doing a very good job of doing so, but one more Chakram. Oh no! What was that? He wanted the Bat Rider. He misses the Bat Rider. His good Blink Dagger coming from Mag, and well, Frequency just runs away. Kind of a strange chase coming out here from Kaipi, but the damage has been done. They kill Scandal yet once again. They kill the Gyrocopter yet once again. That's 2 deaths in a row for these 2 cores and a buyback in between. And if you look at Scandal, yeah, he is nowhere near that Blink Dagger where he was once so close by. So you gotta go back to that decision to say, should we have forced a smoke gank and fight like that? Especially with Scandal being so close to the Blink Dagger. Now 2 poor team fights afterwards. Scandal is very poor. Out of all of this, I guess Bat Rider does have a Blink Dagger and a Force Half, and he can be looking for a lot of ganks. Also, those 2 big gank attempts were using Smoke of the Sea, so Empire running low in precious smoke resource as well. Silent is I imagine if he wants to get an item, he has to go for Insane Jinyasha now, because after losing 2 team fights and not farming for the past 3-4 minutes, there's no way that he could be farming for any big items. And here we go, this team may be looking for yet another smoke gank. They don't have Silent Siren right now, at least not for another minute, so I really don't think you want to take a team fight right now. Meanwhile, Kaipi says, thank you for the free gold, free team fights. Actually, in terms of the goal, it looks like the goal graph has more or less even, and that's a concern for Empire, because they had like a 2,000-3,000 gold lead after taking down multiple towers, but since those team fights not really gone in their favor, you know, it's not looking too good. Meanwhile, EternalEnvy going for a Helm of Dominator. No BKB just yet. I imagine he's going to be going for a BKB later. I'm not even sure how effective a BKB is going to be. Now, one thing that AI 2000 talked about Troll's skill build is that he believes you should be getting stats a little bit for Troll Warlord, and the reason for getting stats is the fact that he is fairly mana dependent. If you look at his spells, even though they don't seem like they cost much, things like Whirling Axis only 50 mana, Battle Trance only 75 mana, his mana pool is very crappy. Look at that, 390 mana. That's actually getting a couple stats. Stat points on Troll Warlord. Also, the reason you get stat is that Fervor, it's not exactly the most insane scaling spell, so not sure exactly what Kaipi. Oh, okay. I was like, why is he not killing Troll Warlord? And of course, AI wants to dominate it. And yeah, the reason you get a couple of stat is that Fervor is not exactly the most insane in terms of scaling. Scaling on Berserker Rage is okay, but it's not really good either. So at the same time, because you have mana deficiencies, because your other spells aren't exactly too impressive, AI thinks you should get stats. And so far, EternalEnvy, at least in this game, is agreeing with them, as he picks up a couple of stats as well. Obviously, the stats going to make you a little bit tankier as well, give you a couple more rolling axes to spam in the jungle. Now, while this Alpha Wolf is following Troll Warlord around, he's hitting close for 180 damage, and of course, he's going to have insane attack speed for himself. So yeah, EternalEnvy is going to hit like a truck, and of course, as by extension, his entire team is going to hit like a truck. If you look at the Lifestealer, only with the Armlet, he was just shredding through everybody. Sing Sing's doing an insane amount of damage. He's got a Blade Mail first, which is actually a fairly interesting item. I think it's mostly gone against the Call Down, the Flat Cannon, as well as the Scandal Templar Assassin. If you think about it, a lot of these damage, it kind of is forced to burst you down because you do so much damage in the middle of team fight. And if you're bursting a Timbersaw down and you don't have things like BKB, yeah, Templar Assassin has gave up on his Blink Dagger. He's gonna just go for a straight BKB, which I believe is the correct response against Kaipi. Being a little bit down right now in terms of items, being a little bit down in terms of gold, seeing the Blade Mail coming out from Timbersaw, you have to just go for BKB. And let's look at Silent. Yeah, he's going to go for a BKB as well. I'm not too sure whether he thought about getting SMY, and judging from the good start that they had, you know, being up by 3,000 gold or something, he could have gone for a SMY, but you got to react, you got to adapt, and seeing a Blade Mail really warrant a BKB purchase, because if the Call Down hits and the Flat Cannon hits, you saw how quickly Sing blew them apart with the Blade Mail. Blade Mail generally is kind of reserved for like a late game it's a really bad item generally if you get a late game. It's like, oh my god, I can't get any item to damage them. I would just use my life and try to return as much damage as possible. That's generally not the best usage of Blade Mail. The way that Sing Sing has an effective lead against the enemy team, and the fact that he is a hero that you have to focus, is the best time to get a Blade Mail. Because, well, you know, you gotta focus him, and he is levels ahead of Empire carry, and he is gold ahead of the Empire carries. So this is probably the best game to kind of showcase what a Blade Mail can do. And if you're forcing these BKBs out, well, you're forcing the BKB out. You're not really caring too much because you also have attack speed increase from EternalEnvy, so you have the physical damage component to deal with these BKB as well. I feel like Kaipi is in a absolutely fantastic position right now. Checking out the gold graph, they're only leading, no, they're actually down by 1,000 gold, very surprisingly, but experience-wise, they're leading by quite a bit. Yeah, down by gold is a particular concern for this particular lineup, but you gotta keep in mind that multiple smokes were used, multiple buybacks were used on Team Empire, and they really haven't got too much out of those. And here comes what I believe to be a Heaven's Halberd, eventually on Bone 7. Heaven's Halberd, again, not going to be too effective against a BKB, but those BKB charges will be drained eventually. And once you go down to a 4-second BKB, the Heaven's Halberd is going to be effective a lockdown spell against you. EternalEnvy, 3,900 gold here, BKB, double BKB being finished. Yeah, this is just a BKB game. And if the game goes slow like this, the fact that even though we have Empire out farming Kaipi, eventually Kaipi's going to pull ahead because they have a lineup that's just a little bit more mobile over the map with Timbersaw, and they're not as reliant on group being up as 5. If you look at the way that Empire, and it's ironic because you have heroes like Templar Assassin and Bad Rider, you may think, hey, can't those heroes find solo kills? Not against a Wisp lineup. Whereas Kaipi has the ability to say, oh, let's farm EternalEnvy in the jungle with the Wisp, and then you just relocate back in the fight. So I feel like Kaipi has better mobility with their heroes. They don't have to clump as 5 as much, and they could do this when they do clump, because they do, in my opinion, have stronger team fight right now, with Timbersaw having an insane amount of damage. Is they could just take Roshan for free, and there's really nothing that the Radiant team would do. Radiant says, alright, let's make the best of the situation and take a tower. Tier 1 tower up top, not really meaning too much. And the question is EternalEnvy and Kaipi pushing? And I think the answer is yes, because they feel like with the Aegis up on Troll Warlord, they could do whatever the hell they want. And here we go. Now, the one thing that the Kaipi players got to be somewhat careful about is that you cannot tether a hero that has BKB or magical immunity activated. So let's see if the lifesteal rages, pieliedie can't tether to him. So, oh, here comes a song. This could be really bad. The fire on top of everybody, napalm not being dropped just yet. Call down on top of everybody as well. BKB gets popped and Sing popping his damage as well. He's gonna focus on the Crystal Maiden. Crystal Maiden killing herself under that. Uh-oh, here we go. He's gonna be tanking in the front line as well. Multiple BKB being used, and it looks like Scando's BKB not really helping him too much. Not against EternalEnvy's right click. Oh, the slow, the multiple slow. He's gonna try. No. The invisibility not going to help you out too much. So, 2 10-second BKB being used, and they don't even defend the tier 1 tower. They lost 3 heroes. And sure, Sing Sing didn't do too much against the cores of Empire. He was able to melt basically everybody else. The support Crystal Maiden, the support Naga, and the Bat Rider initiator just got zoned the hell out. He got blown up. And they couldn't even kill a Wisp. And now Kaipi just gets yet another huge advantage. That's 3 hero kills, 2 tower kills in a span of 1 minute. This gold graph, again, a huge dip downward. And Kaipi now gets to farm in the enemy jungle. They could just slowly work down on this tier 1. And this tier 1 tower is dead as well. If EternalEnvy recognize how low HP that tower is, he could just walk up there, turn on his ultimate. Glyph is also down, by the way. So they could easily do that. And the only saving grace for Empire is that Sing Sing was not able to pick up a Bloodstone before that team fight, because he would have got like 3 or 4 charges out of that engagement as well. You can see that EternalEnvy is actually running low in terms of mana, despite picking a couple stats. This hero is so mana dependent, and that's why personally I'm actually a big favor of getting a Vlads on him. Not really for the lifesteal, which lifesteal is going to be fairly effective when he's melee form, but the plus damage aura, the armor aura, as well as more importantly the mana regeneration aura. Just like every part of that item is so very good for a hero like Troll Warlord. I've been loving Vlads more and more lately, and I've been getting it basically on a lot of heroes that I play. Looks like EternalEnvy coming out here to the left to farm a little bit more. They will see Sing Sing. Can they kill Sing Sing? That's the question. They do lasso him up and force that backwards. Calldown's going to get used as well. And Sing Sing, well, there's no tree for him to hook to. He just get blown the hell up. And it looks like Lifestealer is going to get focused down. No, he pops into one of the Chen creeps, immediately pops back out. And basically what he did there as a result, ooh, that was an interesting relocate coming out from pieliedie. I'm not exactly sure where he relocated from. It seems like he just relocated from this particular area. Not too sure what he was trying to do. But if you guys saw the kind of snazzy move from pieliedie, he got ensnare and he could got focused down. But what he did is infest into one of AUI's creeps and then infest back out. And when you infest into a creep, well, we suddenly lose a net ensnare around you. Meanwhile, they see the Batrider, but not anymore as Batrider blinks away. EternalEnvy still looking for a little bit more though. Can he really get the solo kill? He does have BKB, so he's not really too afraid of anything. Meanwhile, it looks like he's going to go for MKB. Coming out from Troll. I'm not too sure whether you need to go MKB. There's no butterfly coming out from these guys anytime soon. If you look at the gyrocopter, generally most gyrocopter go for things like a MKB himself first before something like a butterfly. So not exactly sure what the MKC is for. I mean, it's a great damage output item. It gives you secondary pseudo bash of sorts to combine with this natural bash coming out from melee form. I personally like Butterfly a little bit more on a hero like Troll Warlord because you have Life Steal, you have Magical Immunity. The best way to complete that trifecta is to have evasion in the front line. Of course, you have a ton of armor, attack speed, and damage as well. I like Butterfly a little bit more on Troll Warlord, but I would not question EternalEnvy as he is seemingly going for a MKB, unless he wants to go Divine, which I would not disagree. Meanwhile, we have SMY finish here coming in from Lifestealer, so surprising to see him not going for Heaven's Halberd, maybe respecting the BKBs now. You can still disassemble these Sange and Yasha a little bit later on, but well, favoring the semi-race car build. A lot of times we saw players like YYF do this in the past. We saw Era from Fnatic do this a lot during TI, where he just went phase drums SMY, just kind of insane mid-game DPS and chasing people down. But yeah, he's with FaZe, Tether, and yeah, Sange and Yasha, he is the race car. And Kaipi is just not really kind of looking aggressively to take fights. We haven't even seen too many relocates. In fact, pieliedie has been just mostly, I guess, saving those relocate for defensive purposes. Oh, the one thing that I really need to mention is that if you look at the skill build of pieliedie, he's actually leveling up Overcharge. And this is a very, very important point to point out. A very important point to point out. A very important point to take note of. The reason that you level up Tether is to make sure that you have better stunning. If you have good control on your Tether, you can have two 2-second stuns. So basically, you Tether up, you wait for like 5-6 seconds, you relocate in, you go on top of them. That's a 2.25 second stun, and then your Tether ends, and then you Tether stun them again. That's a 4.5 second stun duration just from Wisp. That's insane if you think about it. But he's not leveling that spell up, and that's particularly because I think Kaipi is not looking to gank with this hero. They're actually just looking to be somewhat defensive with the Wisp, ironically or kind of strangely to think about. The reason you level Overcharge, sure, it kind of combines with Troll Warlord's insane attack speed, or in fact anybody's insane attack speed, but I think they're actually leveling Overcharge for the damage reduction component. Instead of reducing 5% damage incoming, he's reducing 20% damage incoming, and against the insane minus armor coming out from Team Empire, against Calldown, Flat Cannon, the Templar Assassin, that's the reason why we haven't seen any deaths coming out from Kaipi. We saw those team fight, it was like 5-man wipe to 0 death, or maybe a 5-man wipe to a 2-man kill, and stuff like that. Meanwhile, it looks like Scandal has got found out in the enemy jungle by himself. Uh-oh, you're netted, and here comes a second net as well. They have the third net. Look at AUI Micro triple net. And well, Scandal thought he had BKB, but you can't really BKB away from net, much like Naga's Ensnare. They're kind of just both. Meanwhile, pieliedie realized that he's... Oh. I was like, how the fuck did he make it out? Yeah, he relocated back in there, and then he gets sent back out by Chen. The first time I saw that was like during a BTS broadcast, and I think LD and I were casting that game. No, it was Merlini and I were casting that game, and our mind got blown the hell out. I was like, oh my god, what is this insane Wisp Chen combo? But now that we see it a lot more after the TI3, not exactly as impressive or as amazing, but still just as every bit effective. Relocate, going back there, and then being sent back home. Nobody needs to die. He looked like he blew up though, so like what happened there? Not sure what that was about. I think Envy waited for Pieliedie to come in with a tether stun, but what the fuck is going on right now? I think Envy literally just miskeyed his item twice. Popped the magic wand, broke out his invis, and then Gyrocopter just ran and then popped the BKB, which by the way, a 9-second BKB, and then miscue. I personally do that a lot, like when I just pick up a BKB and then move it to an inventory slot where I use it the most, and then I've been spamming the bottle, for example, like throughout the game up to that point, and then I just pop BKB and like fuck, I just pop my 10-second BKB. Alright, you know, everybody misclicks once in a while, but yeah, going back to the game, Kaipi very, very far ahead at this point. 5,000 gold, 8,000 experience, but Team Empire not giving up just yet. They do yet another smoke gang. I do believe that Kaipi is expecting that smoke gang coming in. Sing Sing's got to be very careful. He is somewhat survivable, but he cannot survive 5 people rolling him down. And if he does go down, keep in mind that he is the most important tower defender for the team. And Bat Rider Mag, I talked about him being a very good player. He's looking to initiate for his team. Not really going to find anybody. Really good awareness coming out from Kaipi. I mean, somewhat of a obvious smoke gank because, you know, everybody's missing off the map. You don't see anywhere farming, and there's no way there's 5 people always farming in jungle like that. So they will back off. The smoke runs out, and here comes perhaps Kaipi thinking to initiate. Where's Pieliedie with this Wisp? He's standing really, really far back. And Bat Rider looks like he's going to Flaming Lasso. Ooh, no. Mag getting focused down. Look at the damage output. Oh my god. EternalEnvy getting somewhat focused down. And Snare, and there's nothing else. There's nothing to follow through. Okay, well, the smoke gang failing here. And as soon as they saw Lifestealer and EternalEnvy, they just have to back off. But Roshan's going to be coming back really, really soon. And without a smoke at the seat available, I don't think they have any more smoke left in the shop. Yeah, they don't. It's going to be restocking in 3 minutes because they've used so many smokes early on. This Roshan is basically Kaipi's for free. There's no way they can even challenge it. And here comes a tether up, and this Roshan is going to melt in like 2 seconds. Is it? There's a battle trance. Bang, bang, bang. Mini bashes coming through, and it's dropping down quick. They do have Silent Siren. Can you fight over this? And there you go. Silent Siren to start things up. Roshan not really that low. It's down to about half HP. Calldown's going to be hitting on top of all of the Changri. Bone 7 says, I don't care. I'm going to come right in. Silence down to about half HP. It's going to be fine. Magnus on the back line here dragging somebody, but nobody's really down just yet. Aside from the Bat Rider, EternalEnvy chasing away Silent. Couple more hits, and he's popping the battle trance, but still not really chasing anybody down. Nobody really dies, and looks like we have to relocate, jumping from high ground to low ground, trying to get the TP out to Tether, applying that stun, and Vanscore is going to be dead. Well, the shortest range of relocate I've ever seen, but hey, the job was done. Critically, Silent as well as Scandal didn't die, but they were not able to stop that Roshan attempt. Kind of clunky team fights for both teams. They were able to, I think what Empire wanted to do is have Kaipi to do the Roshan so low that they could steal the Aegis and then take a team fight then, but that didn't happen. I think Kaipi realized Empire was coming in, so they just basically slow rolled the Roshan. The song came and Roshan was at like 40% health. The cooldown dropped on top of everybody, but there was like 1 or 2 Troll and Snare from AUI that locked him down within his BKB, and Scandal just basically tanked it up a bit from EternalEnvy, being forced to zone away from that team fight. Mag blinked in on the back line and got focused down immediately. I didn't even see how quickly he died. He's going to be forced to get a BKB, but again, time and time again, I have to say this game that BKB is just not an effective item, not against Battle Trance. And I also just completely forgotten that AUI has been walking around with, you know, these ensnare creeps, because he at one point had 3 Trolls ensnare and it's just killing everybody. So in terms of disabling through the BKB, they will have to somebody's got to deward this one as well. Although, is Crystal Maiden that brave to make that deward? Because she's gonna get relocated upon and she's gonna be dead if she goes for this deward. So I'm not even sure whether they realize that they could be dewarding this. But yeah, Empire really in big trouble right now. I think the only way they can come back is have Gyrocopter pick up a ton of damage output, but he's gonna go back for a Helm of Dominator, I imagine, which is actually a fairly good item. I talked about his interaction, getting the armor that you necessarily have to have against Battle Trance. And to be honest, the Helm of Dominator active is going to be fairly effective as well. We do see a relocate gank coming up, and EternalEnvy looking for some kills. The relocate gank whiffs. And that's, I think, the first question mark, the second relocate gank? The second relocate gank perhaps I've seen this game. So It's not that bad that Kaipi is missing these relocate ganks, because that really depend on these relocate ganks, but perhaps EternalEnvy might be in a little bit of trouble here. They need Mag to provide the vision, but Mag's on the bot lane farming away, and Envy, he's farming this creep wave. Is there any initiation coming out? Is there any way to stop a BKB TP? Well, he doesn't have a teleport scroll just yet. Scando gets somewhat slowed down. Uh-oh, he's gonna get a whirling axe on top of him. Here comes the open moon. Song Siren gets used, and Scando, I'm not really sure whether he can even make it back home. He can. Mag does not have, no, he does have a teleport scroll, but he's not joining the fray up top. Meanwhile, we do have Timbersaw still chasing away. And that's going to be a good retreat coming out from Empire. But with the Silent Siren spell being down, I think that's an invitation for Kaipi to push the Rax up on the high ground. And that's exactly what Kaipi is going to do. Says no Silent Naga Siren is not going to be effective at all. And here comes Kaipi. Let's see how Empire could defend. In terms of defending, they have things like Call Down, they have things like Flat Cannons, and maybe a Flame Pick and Frost Nova. But these spells are either a very long cooldown or not that effective in terms of slowing down a push. But is Kaipi going to make that push? That's the question here. They have Aegis up on EternalEnvy for quite a bit longer. BKB just got finished here by Batrider, and that can be an effective item, but again, I doubt it. Yet another Smoke of the Sea coming out from Team Empire. That's like the fifth or sixth smoke I've seen from Empire, and they gotta start getting some you know, good team fight going their way. Relocates back up, so I mean, I think Troll Warlord is about to join this fray. They gotta pick off, I believe, Sing Sing. He's the most important target that you want to pick off. They also see the, they see Bone 7. Are they gonna go for Bone 7? Ooh, they see Chen. Chen, that's gonna be a free kill, right? Yeah, Chen is basically dead. Oh, Chen. Not even gonna use that Flaming Lasso. Ooh. Ooh, Paladin. I'll talk about that in just a bit right now, but looks like EternalEnvy is going to be on the run. They're in huge trouble. The relocate coming back in. Paladin is going to be going back to this area, and he's going to be dead for sure. Meanwhile, Sing Sing comes back in. AoE damage galore. They're going to focus on the Crystal Maiden. He dies in 2 seconds. Meanwhile, looks like Bone 7 getting Flaming Lasso. Max saved the Flaming Lasso till now. Finally, Bone 7 is going to die. Sing Sing in huge trouble trying to get himself back out of there. He doesn't. Blink Dagger 4 here from Mag, looking for Paladin. Paladin's got a tether, and he's going to be able to make it back home. Great team fight coming in from Team Empire, as we have Chen being picked off in the beginning, and the positioning for Kaipi in that team fight was a lot poorer than the team fight they had before. And finally, this one smoke gank has put Team Empire back in this game. They really needed a team fight to work the way that it did, and they're gonna get a tier 2 tower out of that. They could farm the enemy jungle, they could TP back and farm huge waves on the top lane. So it was a big victory. But Team Empire says, let's go for a little bit more. And they don't have to deal with the Lifestealer for 30 seconds. No, they will back off. I was gonna say, even though Lifestealer is dead for 30 seconds, this is so hard to push against Chakram. So I think they would have wasted a lot of their time if they were trying to force that push. But they do back off. You can see that smartly Batrider is farming the enemy jungle. You see that Scando's TPing back up top to farm that top lane. Meanwhile, the supports and the Gyrocopter is farming their own jungle. They're being very efficient after winning a successful team fight. And you can see the Go Graph, a steep up climb here back in the favor of Team Empire, but Kaipi still leading by quite a bit. But I want to talk about these relocates that look very awkward. I think what he wants to do with the relocate is he wants to tether to the Chen, who was in huge trouble, and maybe Flaming Lasso, and then you relocate backwards to a very defensive position. So you use it at like a ventral swap. You use your relocate as a swap, and I think he tried to do that earlier when we saw a very like awkward short distance relocate. Not the one in the river, but like somewhere else. I was like, what was that one about? I think he's actually used Paladin is trying to use Wisp as a one-way ventral swap, and that's insane because if you could break the Flaming Lasso, if you could break the Ensnare and help your Troll Warlord or your Lifestealer or even your Chen just to help them survive like that, that's insane. The reason that Ventral Spirit is picked a lot of time is for that swap, and come to think of it, Batrider gets, I want to say, countered. Well, maybe that's a bad way to put it, but Wisp is really good against Batrider, because let's see if somebody standard Batrider play, he sees your carry up in the top lane, he Fireflies with a couple of allies, go for a solo kill. But Wisp comes in with his allies and then go for a team fight, and generally the Wisp coming in wins them the team fight. And of course, I just talked about the swap mechanic of Wisp. I mean, that's a lot of way to deal with the Batrider Flaming Lasso. EternalEnvy and the rest of Kaipi looking for a smoke gang in their own jungle, but little do they know Empire is just pushing up top. They're not really running into anybody, but these guys are running very quick. It's okay that they're running very quick because Wisp could just tether and follow up. And looks like they're going to try to use some sort of backstab. Tower's dropping down quick. Silent does have a double damage, but if he does pop that BKB, that double damage is done. Oh, Lifestealer sees a Crystal Maiden. Crystal Maiden in huge trouble. We do see Troll Warlord coming in as well, and that Crystal Maiden away from the team just get 4-shotted. Meanwhile, EternalEnvy, where's a relocate? Defensive relocate. Yes, that's a swap I've been talking about. EternalEnvy back in the fight. He has Satanic. It's back to about full HP. Range for him. Still life-stealing away. He's gonna eat a call down to the face. He's back to full HP because he doesn't care. Meanwhile, Scandal forces out a Solemn Siren activation. Scandal's got a TP out. Frequency TP out, Mag TP's out, and that's insane Wisp play coming out from pieliedie. Forces out Silent Siren, loses the Crystal Maiden. Not a bad fight per Team Empire per se, because they only lost a CM, but a really bad fight in the sense that Kaipi is just dominating these team fights. They got the best initiation they could have asked for, which is on the Troll Warlord, because hey, you know, that is all the damage output, especially if you could prevent the battle trends from being activated. But pieliedie says, I will just relocate and then tether into he's not even relocating back home, because if you relocate a troll back home, he's not in the fight, he's not giving the damage output, but he's relocating like 4 feet away. You break the lasso, he can still run back into the fight because he had things like tether, movement speed, and face speed. I mean, you guys think I'm just sounding exciting because it's just like, oh, this is a cute, nice trick. I've never seen Wisp being played like this. This is like new meta shit. This is insane from pieliedie. I'm losing my shit over here for pieliedie's Wisp play. That's... my mind is broken. Which, by the way, if you guys can't tell, also I have a random lawnmower going out outside my room. Thursday is lawnmower day in my neighborhood, and everybody mows their lawn, I think. I don't know why. And it's also hot as hell here in Southern California, so I have my AC on. So if you hear like a small fan going on in the background, I do apologize for that. But I hope that this game has been insane enough that you could kind of just forget about that AC until I just reminded you about that. Sorry about that. Yeah, so, yeah, I mean... what does Bat do this game? No discredit to Mag, he's been initiating well, but pieliedie's been counter-initiating like a boss. Now pieliedie's got a Ghost Scepter, so he doesn't care about Scandal or Silent anymore. Oh, Wisp. Wisp is gonna be the insane hero, and well, it's no strange thing to say that Wisp is an OP hero, but another chapter of the OPness has been added into the playbook of Wisp. And now Kaipi looking fairly strong. Again, that last team fight, they didn't make too many go off of it, they didn't do anything aside from killing a Crystal Maiden, but they are just a stronger team. And, well, Empire not giving up just yet. You never give up when you have a Gyrocopter on the team, who, by the way, also have a Satanic. Slowly but silently, Silent has been creeping up into a ton of kind of items. Meanwhile, Scandal's got a Daedalus himself as well, so, you know what? Maybe I've counted out the Empire squad a little bit too soon, because their damage output is actually insane. So if pieliedie is a little bit slow on, you know, getting his ally back, he can just get blown the hell up. Scandal's got to be very careful. Scandal's got caught out a couple times in this game already. He really needs to kind of play with this team. He was fairly certain that he was going to survive, though, because he has a haste rune. In fact, it's going to be Empire walking to the Roshan pit. They do have a Solemn Siren as a kind of a free escape spawn. Here we go. EternalEnvy says, I don't care. I have backup. He gets Ensnared. And is he going to get focused down? He's down to about half HP. BKB gets activated, and BKB Troll Warlord coming right in, hitting everybody. He's actually not getting too much damage done. Switching target back and forth. His BKB runs out. Silence is dropping, though. They got to back out. He does Satanic. He's going to go right back in. No Satanic activation. He's going to be dead. Bone 7 gets ensnared down here, and Frequency's going to get blown as well. And looks like they're going to go forward here with these relocate, and it's going to focus out on the Bat Rider. Force that forward here by AUI. They're not going to get Scandal dead, but they did just kill 3 people. And now the gem's gonna get picked up here as well. The gem was on the Bat Rider. Mac gets picked up yet once again, and wow, that Roshan is gonna just get melted. Roshan's gonna get just melted. And now we have interesting, we have a Demon Edge being purchased on Lifestealer, and then he's gone back for a Scope Asher. Okay, I'm not sure what the Demon Edge is for. Maybe he was thinking about, ooh, Scandal. I don't know why Scandal was here. Oh, I guess he was just pushing the Creep Equilibrium. Because might as well, right? I guess he was going for MKB or something like that. And then he decided that I needed a basher for the enemy BKBs. Who knows? But it's fine. It's all good. Scandal does have 4,200 gold. I wonder what he's going to be going for. Butterfly is generally not a bad choice. Although with that said, there's multiple MKBs going to be up. He's going to be going for Assault Curios, which is actually, you know, come to think of it, a smarter item choice. They need more minus armor to deal with this particular lineup, because apparently minus armor from Riptide as well as the Maelstrom damage is not enough. These guys are way too tanky. With that said though, we saw how quickly EternalEnvy's HP pool dropped in that particular team fight. So if you have the minus armor necessary, if you get a big crit and a big Maelstrom, perhaps you could just blow up EternalEnvy into like 3-4 hits. And that's what they're looking for. And that's what they're looking to do. But if you look at the map control that both these two teams are exerting, EternalEnvy and Kaipi is farming in the enemy jungle. Meanwhile, the Radiant team is hugging the tier 3. And that's just a sign that who is actually ahead in this game, who is actually in charge of this game. And it looks like they got themselves a Ogre Frost Mage as well. An Ogre Frost Mage, in my opinion, one of the best neutral creep in the game. Simply just like for carries. Like Alpha Wolf is insane. Ogre Frost Mage, number 2 after Alpha Wolf in terms of buffing your carries. It is, and then of course the dude with the cup, the Speak Aura creep is insane. Oh my god! Oh my god! So he wants to finish Abyssal Blade. He had a Demon Edge for the MKB that was talking about, and then Dota 2 was just like, oh, you wanted to make a Divine Rapier? Well, here you go. Is that why I'm casting? Oh my god. Yo, if Kaipi loses this game, because Empire right now, they don't know what the fuck is going on, because they haven't seen, I guess, Bone 7's item yet. Alright, if Kaipi loses this game, oh my god. This is actually insane. Well, okay, are they gonna play aggressive? I guess they play aggressive. They can't. I mean, if they lose a gyrocopter, if they lose the Divine Rapier and they give it to a gyrocopter, that's GG, right? Like gyrocopter with Divine and Satanic and BKB, they win game. It don't matter how many fancy tricks that pieliedie is gonna do. It don't matter if you have battle trance. If you die in 2 hits, well, they have the Lifestealer. I guess the one thing that they can do is just have the Lifestealer constantly infested inside EternalEnvy, and just say, EternalEnvy, you get a heart and you tank, or you get a butterfly and you tank, and just say Lifestealer is gonna be the surprise bus X for everybody. But they gotta realize that Bone 7's got a Divine right now, right? They should be able to realize. But I mean, I guess the upside of getting a Divine is that you're hitting for like close to 600 damage with Feast, with Overcharge, with Battle Trance. Do they have any minus armor? Nothing just yet, but yeah, he's hitting. I mean, Bone 7 hurts. Like, he hurts like a mother effer, but in a game where they were gonna slowly win anyway, seemed like, this could be the biggest throw ever. So, let's see how good Kaipi is in terms of pulling some EG play. EternalEnvy says, alright, let's go push, question mark, and these guys gotta know now that they, that there is a damn freaking Divine. And I just talked about this guy has damage output. I mean, you Maelstrom Bone 7 twice, he can be dead. Let's quickly check out the rest of the items coming out from Empire. We have Mech being finished, we have Vlad being up here on frequency as well, and of course, what I believe to be a Heaven's Halberd coming up very soon. And Ghost Scepter up with the Crystal Maiden and 4-staff BKB. So pieliedie has to be on top of him. Meanwhile, EternalEnvy getting somewhat focused down to about half HP. His Aegis is going to be running out anyway, so he's going to be using it. Not exactly the best usage of Aegis, but hey, better use it than let it die. But they didn't even do any damage to that tower. You saw Scandal's damage output was absolutely insane. Bat Rider looking for a drag. He wants Mag. Or sorry, he wants Bone 7. If you get Bone 7, that could be absolutely huge. EternalEnvy running back in. Bone 7 on the right side here. He just wants Mag. Or sorry, he wants Bone 7. I keep calling him Mag. I mean, if you lose a Lifestealer, GG, right? And now it looks like we have a Scotty creep is what I'm calling it. The Ogre Frost Mage is just constantly giving the carries all their armors and whatnot. And here we go. Mag looking for the jumps, got the Firefly. They see Sing Sing. Do they want Sing Sing? No. Do they want EternalEnvy? No. They want the damn Divine Rapier on the Mag. And we'll see if they're gonna get it. Also, there's a 4-staff out here on Chen, as well as Vlad. Let's go back to the item check here. Aside from the Divine Rapier, there's a Shiva Scar and Blade Mail on Sing Sing, so he's gonna be very effective for his team. Urn of Shadows, Ghost Scepter is up here for the Wisp. And obviously Troll's got crit. He's going to be working on a data list next. Meanwhile, any big item coming out here from Silent? Silent's got the Yasha for like 1 billion years now. I mean, if he wants Manta Style, he has to go for it. Or he might be thinking of a buyback. Or he might see Bone 7's Divine Rapier and says, alright, I'm going to save a slot for that item. Or he might just get a Divine Rapier of himself and basically kill the Lifestealer very quickly. I mean, I think if you're Team Empire, you might as well go for the Divine Rapier because you say, you know what, the game is over anyways. Like, if we lose one more team fight to a Divine Lifestealer, your game is done. Like, they will just throw you in matters of seconds. If you drop a Divine on your Gyro, the game is done because they already have a... I mean, that's irrelevant because Lifestealer already have a Divine. Like, yeah. They just need more damage. They just need more damage. Oh, Mag is looking for the jump. He's looking for the jump. He sees Envy, but he just doesn't want Envy. Envy was totally in initiation position. Envy's like, question mark, don't you want me? And of course, pieliedie is just waiting, thinking to jump for his to relocate him backwards. And right now, Scandal is this is such an awkward game. The 1-row carry is exposing himself to get jumped, and Empire says, nope, don't want you, don't want you. Don't want no otaku. I want Bone 7. It's strange, it's strange. Yeah, I think Silent actually should just go Divine because, like I said, if you get Manta, it's not gonna do a thing. If you save for buyback, it's not gonna do too much against a Divine Lifestealer who just, you know, just hits you and hits your throne. If you get a Divine and lose it, that doesn't matter either because the game is already done. Like, the way that this game is going to go, unless Kaipi makes a huge mistake, they're not going to lose. Well, a huge mistake being Mag finding Bone 7 and killing Bone 7. And Gyrocopter gets a Divine and proceeds to kill everybody. I guess it's not really a huge mistake. That could definitely happen this game. Like, another thing that Bone 7 could do is just hide within the Wisp and have the Wisp relocate in, like, Nature's Prophet, and then just deliver the Bone 7 into the middle of the team fight and just proceed to go insane, you know, attack mode. Or I guess pieliedie just want to use this Wisp defensively relocating, which is not a bad way to go about it either. I mean, I think Kaipi definitely has a lot more options. But if you judge how the game has been going for the past 5 minutes, Kaipi is like defensive. They did a push up on the high ground, used the Aegis, backed off. And then that's it. They're farming their jungle, they're farming the enemy jungle. They're still getting map control, but they're not really getting enough. They're not really, at least they weren't as aggressive as they were before. Because before, if you, like, you know, you die with Virtual Warlord, that's fine. He could buy back and no harm, no foul. But now if you die, you lose a Divine for that Gyro. And Gyro says, thank you. Yo, we're getting there. I mean, Silent, I really think he's going to be going for a Divine. We'll see. The Flat Cannon should be able to put him up there. Meanwhile, okay, sorry for missing that kill. I did not expect Scandal to be across the map by himself. And that just goes back to what I talked about earlier. Scandal's been picked off once or twice, a little bit too much, and there's the Divine. Well, this is actually the first time ever in a pro game where I've seen both teams getting a Divine against each other. Well, I was going to say this is the first time I've seen in a pro game where both teams purposely getting a Divine against each other, but I doubt the Divine purchase here was any purposeful by any shape or form. But yeah, we don't have Divine being kind of dropped either side just yet. I don't think I've seen a game where one carry goes Divine and the other carry goes Divine. Be like, yep, I one-upped you. Generally, when you buy Divine, it's like a Hail Mary tactic, and the winning team would never actually buy a Divine. There is one winning team that always buys Divine. I think it was like, what's like Natural 9? There was a team that always got Divine in their bottoms. I think it was Natural 9. Or Absolute Legends, they were called a little bit later on. But, buyback being coming out here by Scandal. I think they realized that the Kaipi team wanted to fight and looking for another pickoff. And here we go. Meanwhile, Mag's looking for yet another pickoff. Kaipi on the high ground here. This is going to be an intense team fight here. Mag not joining his team just yet. If they see Mag in the mid lane, perhaps they could initiate. EternalEnvy says, alright, let's go, guys. No, maybe not. Not good Illusions. Not good Illusions is going to scout out at least EternalEnvy. Now Chen and perhaps Sing. And if they're going to try to backstab, I do believe Kaipi is going to have the I want to say the... Oh, they are coming through a choke. Uh-oh, and here comes Mag. Firefly, he did the Firefly, is gonna be out, and did you see Bone 7? You gotta focus on Bone 7-1. Defensive relocate coming out once again. EternalEnvy, Satanic Battle Trance, right-clicking away Scandal, trying to survive in the middle of the team fight. And Bone 7 is just going to work right now. 1 hit, 2 hit, 3 hit, and bam, he is dead. And looks like your Assault Curious is not doing a jack squat. Crystal Maiden, bam, he's gonna be going down as well. That's game, right? That's game. They also dropped a Divine Rapier on the gyrocopter. EternalEnvy has picked up the Divine Rapier, and my god, this Roshan battle trance. Boom, 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 boom. How many seconds is that? 3 seconds? Rosh is dead. Aegis and Cheese now on double Divine, double carries with battle trance. GG. Holy mother effing cow plague, because wow. Well, you saw what Empire had to do. They had to lock down Bone 7. They had to initiate, focus him down. But again, pieliedie with defensive relocate was able to get him out, and suddenly your Flaming Lasso is down. And then Lifestealer is in the middle team fight hitting you. Warlord is in the middle team fight hitting you. Oh, by the way, they set up battle trends, so all your buildings are now belong to us. Yeah. My goodness, these Raxes. Bam, nice. There's a Heaven's Halberd, but Heaven's Halberd not really. These Raxes are like made out of cheese, and Kaipi is just this like hot knife slicing through it. That's 3 racks. Still not faster than Dendy's 3 racks. Dendy got 3 Raxes, 3 lanes of racks, and one by himself with a tiny. Meanwhile, these guys are not really getting their racks just yet. Team Empire not giving out. They see EternalEnvy. They're gonna try to focus him down. 4 staff here coming out, and here we go. Looks like initiation now. Come on, Chen. I guess Chen. Oh, defensive relocate. You're not gonna get anybody, not even Chen. EternalEnvy perhaps a little bit of trouble right now. He does have the Aegis, so he doesn't really care. Bone 7 coming back, and they focus on Mag. Mag just melts. Double BKB gets popped. Satanic's gonna get used by EternalEnvy. Overcharge as well as tether movement speed. Envy going back to range for him. He's right clicking away. The sun goes on in silence. Silence gonna be dead, and he's still alive. Solemn Siren being used. Frequency's gonna survive. Crystal Maiden is gonna survive, but that's it. Everybody dropping so low on Kaipi, but nobody dying just yet. GG, well played, coming out from Team Empire, and what a game. The Divine Rapiers instead of the Abyss Blades, the answer back Divine Rapier, and my god, there's jizz in your pants. pieliedie relocates. You know how things are named after certain players? You said if you say, oh, I Ferrari somebody, that means I mail strike off creeps and kill the enemy hero behind it. For the remainder of Dota history, I will always call, I just pieliedie somebody. I just defensively relocate to break my carry out of a stun lock. That is absolutely insane. I hope you guys enjoyed this cast. I know I was a little bit rusty, and I do apologize for the AC if you guys heard it. But I hope you guys enjoyed the cast nonetheless. And until next time, this is Luminous signing off. GG guys.